for people to stay sober as an honor to support women who were pregnant, as a recognition of the damage and change that was done to people's brain throughout the Yukon by prenatal alcohol exposure, and just to recognize the enormity of the issue and support people in sobriety. So we started like through basically theoretically 9 months, starting in September, ending on Mother's Day in May. And so people at that, we got out, we just did this kind of spontaneously at this barbecue. I got out a big paper poster board and people just signed their names. So they signed their names on a public list that I'm going to be sober, whether or not, if they were already sober, they donated the next 9 months of their life to this sobriety, to this life. If they were struggling, they, whatever wherever they were coming from, they signed up, and it was a public list. And we got together every trimester for a get together. And people ended up signing up we had people as far away as New York in the US hear about it and called and said, I put my name on the list. We had legislators in British Columbia say, call my name, put my name on the list. We had someone in West Virginia. We had people all over Canada. And it was so amazing. But when we got together to have the conversations about it, this was before Zoom was a thing. This is going back a few years. We'd get together and have phone calls. We'd have a radio program. The radio stations would come when we'd have our get together. And we'd talk about during the first trimester, and people would share their struggles. I know we had a young couple that were pregnant and she was newly sober. They were newly sober and they would talk about. But what happened during these several months that this was going on is we saw how interwoven alcohol is in our society. For example, one of the employees with FASD was a nurse. And she called me one Saturday morning and said, I have to tell you, I can't believe I did this. Last night we had a big family get together. I had a glass of wine. I didn't realize, oh my gosh. And I said, you don't have to confess. I said, it's about the conversation. And she said, but I just feel so bad. I didn't even realize it. I just drank it without and didn't even think about it till now. And she didn't have a problem with alcohol. It was just a family get together. They always had wine. She had it. And I said, see how easy it is?
It didn't even register.
It didn't even register. And
There it is.
so see how easy it is for a woman who's pregnant to go, oh my gosh, last night, oh my gosh. And so I know this one couple, this man came and stopped by my office and said, my wife and I are having a really difficult time with this. He said, we don't drink except for every Friday night at the end of our work week. We buy a bottle of wine, and we go out, we share our week. It's our intimate time to kind of catch up with everything we haven't caught up with during the week. And it's really precious to us. And
It's
we're
their
trying to figure out
it's how they reset.
I said,
Yeah.
I remember saying, well, I'm not your judge. This is about the conversations and talking about it. And whatever you decide is your decision. But just look at how interwoven it is in our society.